Hello and welcome to For Heaven's Sake. This is episode 1104 titled Don't Ask, Don't Tell. And we are your co-hosts, Lady J.
And T.
How are you, T?
Fantastic. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you excited about this episode? Yeah.
I'm like lukewarm on it.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. It just was like, okay.
Yeah. I'm with you.
And sorry not to cut you off, but like another Annie-less episode.
Yeah.
Which is always just a bummer because Annie like kind of makes the show for me most of the time.
Yeah.
Like just her little moments on screen like really sing for me. So when she's not there, like you feel her absence.
It's weird because it feels... what I feel when I'm watching the show is, what am I watching? Because where's the cast? Do you get what I mean?
It's so bare bones.
That's what I like. It's just kind of throwing me off. Like they did throw in Ruthie's name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think what we're learning is that the dynamic of simply Eric, the twins, Lucy, and Kevin is not enough to make a show.
It's really not.
Like there's not enough juice in that chemistry to really like make anything happen.
Yeah. I agree.
So yeah, it suffers because of that, I think.
Oh well.
So kind of funnily enough, right? Like episode 1104 is a spiritual sequel to 1103, much like 1102 was the spiritual sequel to 1101.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if this will continue, but it seems like this season they're doing these two-parter moments where the second episode sort of like continues on the theme of the first, you know? Not a true two-parter, but like it kind of works, you know?
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah. So, basically Annie is still MIA, presumably in New York with Mary. And, in the aftermath of Eric pulling the twins out of school because of Miss Margo's unethical actions, he's decided that he's going to homeschool them.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, he's like, so the kids are a little bit like hesitant, right? Like, the little one especially. Which one's the dumb one? I never know. Sam, I think.
Sure. I don't know.
Sam the tall one?
I don't know.
Who cares? The one with the bowl haircut. Okay?
Yeah.
The dumb one is like not into this idea at all.
Yeah, he wants his friends.
He's questioning the legality of this. Yeah. He's completely like, what does mom think? You know, he's not into it. The other one, on the other hand, is like, cool, like no school, whatever, no homework, whatever. That's chill. And then they finagle themselves to get hamsters, just like they would in school. And Eric's feeling good enough about this and hoping that the hamsters will be like a hush money bribe to keep the twins, or to help the twins keep this a secret from everyone until Eric is ready to tell everyone. Yeah. Read Annie, basically.
Yeah.
And okay, so my biggest issue with this whole thing is like, first of all, don't make your kids lie for you. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, and the twins know that they're lying too. Like he tries to play it off like, we're not lying, we're just like not telling her until she gets home, you know, why surprise her, like whatever. He's trying to like play it off like that, but the kids know it's a lie. They know they're keeping something from their mom.
Is this a lie or a secret? If you have to ask, you already know.
Exactly. And so first of all, Eric, like bad form, don't do that. Don't pit your kids against your spouse or whatever. Like, that's dumb shit.
Yeah. And you're in a happy marriage.
Better. Like, and you should know better after fucking 25 years of being a parent or whatever. But two, like, why is he so weird about this whole thing? Like, if this is the decision you've made, own it. Yeah. Like, why is he so weird about like, oh, we don't know, we shouldn't say anything? Like, this is what you're going to do, isn't it? Like, are you expecting Annie to come back and like completely, you know, like turn your decision and like veto your decision and send them back to school? Because you guys are more on the same page than that. Like, she'll understand why you want to do this.
Yeah.
Like, give her, like, have some faith in your wife, dude. You know?
Yeah. Especially, it's Annie.
I know.
It's Annie of all people.
But I think, again, though, if we're trying to look into like symbolisms, metaphors, whatever, Eric in general in this episode is totally fucking spiraling.
Yeah.
Like, he's losing it in this episode because while on the surface he's trying to keep this homeschool shit from people, really he's trying to keep his medical condition from people. Yeah. Whatever that is, we still don't know. Spoiler alert, by the end of this episode, we still don't know what it is. Like, that's what it is like he's so busy keeping this big secret from everyone that he's like blowing up on everyone else about everything else.
He's short-circuiting.
Yes.
All his good habits don't exist.
Right. Choosing how you feel, acting with compassion, all that is just like out the window.
He's like, fuck all of you.
He like yells at Lucy and Kevin for doing normal things that they always do, like coming into the house and taking care of the children. Like he's just like, he blows up on them.
Yeah.
And because Lucy and Kevin are not idiots, they pick up on this.
Well, especially Lucy. Kevin is just constantly trying to be like, Luce, don't get involved. Luce, don't get involved.
I'm so fucking tired of Kevin belittling Lucy's intuition.
Yeah.
Like, just once, I'd like to see an episode or a fucking scene in this goddamn show of Kevin giving Lucy the benefit of the fucking doubt.
Yeah. Especially because that is her father.
Yeah.
She knows how he operates when stressed or not stressed. Something's up.
Not to mention, she fucking runs circles around you when it comes to gut checks.
Yeah.
How many times has she had a gut feeling about something and been right?
Yeah.
Like,
true.
Calm the fuck down, Kevin. Like, stop telling her he's fine. You're reading too much into it.
Yeah.
If she feels something, even if you don't believe her, fucking just be a good dude.
Yeah.
And go like, I hear you.
Yeah. True.
Like, oh, it's so infuriating sometimes with this motherfucker. Like, what's your deal, man?
And then finally, he decides to get involved.
Yeah. Which, like, oh, so now you get to be the hero doing all this investigating, Officer King Kirk. Note how they kept calling him that in this episode, by the way. I'm wondering if it's going to come back around, like if he's going to end up being back on the force by the end of the season. They kept calling him Officer King Kirk and investigating and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, by the end of it, it's like he's doing all this digging and stuff. And it's like, oh, okay, but you couldn't just fucking believe your wife when she was like, something's up. Ugh. So anyway, he's deciding to homeschool Eric. And in order to do so, he has to go to like the school board or whatever and get himself certified to do them. I don't know. Like like the kids basically have to like take some tests to show or like to prove like what grade level they're operating on or at, and then they'll get materials and then whatever. So he goes to the school board and we meet Ian Gomez, who I don't know his character's name because I don't care. But we all know Ian Gomez, Mr. Nia Vardalos himself. And all of a sudden, this thing starts happening in this episode where everybody starts saying axe instead of ask.
Yeah.
Like, everybody.
I don't know why.
It's not, like, it's too much.
Yeah.
It's almost like by the end of the episode, the usage of the term axe was, like, synonymous with, like, laziness or something. I don't, what?
Yeah.
And then especially with the Ian Gomez character, because so he's talking to him and then Gomez is like, let me ask you a question. And Eric's like, you mean ask or whatever. And this whole back and forth about like axe is a thing you use to chop down trees and ask is a question and da 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 da. And Gomez is like, yeah, axe and axe. Like what, like he's like doing this whole thing of like, I don't get what you're saying or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Eric's like, let me guess, you were homeschooled, which okay, so as the audience member, I'm like, oh, so that's like a dig at homeschooling.
Yeah.
But then Gomez is like, yeah, and I went to Harvard and my mom's a badass or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so it's not a dig at homeschooling. Like, what is this about? Like, what's the message here?
I don't know. I was like, is he supposed to have a lisp or something that he can't say it?
I don't know. I didn't understand any of this axe business with Ian Gomez's character. I don't know what I was supposed to take away from there.
It was just over the top usage of axe for no reason.
It was too much. And then fucking, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'll save that. But, yeah. And then because it starts because like the twins do it, right? Like the twins like, can I ask a question or whatever? And Eric's like, it's ask and yes, you know, and it's very like innocent, right? Like you correct your kids as you do. And then it becomes this epidemic in Glen Oak, apparently, that everyone is saying axe. I don't know. I also think it's like a little triggering for me because I'm so offended by misuse of the English language. So I'm like super like every time somebody would say it, I'd just be like, stop.
Yeah.
And even Eric does it at some point near the end there. And I'm just like, what is this?
Like, what happened to you?
And when he does it, especially, it's laziness. Yeah. Because it comes out of him without thinking. And then he has to go like, I meant ask. And it's like, what? Nobody does this. Like, this is not... Like English speakers, you know, like... native English speakers who have been speaking English properly their whole lives don't accidentally say axe one day. That's not a thing that happens. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand it. I don't understand what this message is about this whole axe thing.
I don't either. Went over my head. If somebody knows, please tell us.
Please. I really feel like we're missing something because, like, I don't understand... from Brenda Hampton's perspective, like what the axe thing is a metaphor or symbolism for. Other than what, like broken education? Like, I don't know. It's not even that because then the guy's like, I was homeschooled and I went to Harvard and I'm awesome. So like, I don't know. And he is awesome because he clearly has emotional intelligence.
Yes.
Because he's able to read Eric like immediately. Yep. You know, and he says that he has heart problems, which he means like love problems, but interesting choice of words, you know, because does he have heart problems? We don't know, you know, like the guy's the guy's like clearly smart. And so he uses axe. Maybe the message is like, fuck it. Like, maybe it's like your use of the English language properly doesn't mean anything, or it's irrelevant to who you are and how you function in society. Maybe. That seems to be the only thing I can think of in this moment anyway. Yeah. I don't know.
Brenda, what were you thinking?
I don't know. It's a fucking A.
Did anybody ask her this question?
Especially because the name of the episode is Don't Axe, Don't Tell. Yeah. So like, which is obviously just the pun or whatever, but like, I don't know. Who knows? So Eric is just spending the whole time hiding his big like medical secret from everybody. Yeah. And everybody spends the whole time like trying to read him and figure him out. Yeah. And so this leads Kevin on somewhat of a wild goose chase. Not really, but like it's not like a straight line A to B kind of thing, because Lucy recalls that, when he came over the other night for cake and stuff, he wasn't wearing the jacket he was wearing all day. Yeah. And he loves that jacket, and that's the jacket that Annie got for him and whatever. And he was like, and so she was like, that's weird. And then she's like, yeah. And like, you know, he visited that Stanley guy at the hospital, and ever since then he hasn't been the same. So Kevin goes to see Stanley. Yeah. And Stanley's just like living his best life, man. He's sitting on the street with his pack of menthols and a bottle of Jack and that jacket, and he's just living it, and he's like having a good time, and he's all, thank you, Reverend Camden, as he like takes shots and stuff and lights a cigarette, and he's just doing it. And Kevin shows up, and Stanley does that same thing he did to Kevin. I mean, to Eric, and he's like, oh yeah, you want to know? Give me those shoes. Yeah.
Give me those shoes. Give me that sweater. Give me them pants.
Yeah. And so totally takes Kevin for everything he's wearing, literally. And essentially doesn't even really tell him anything other than
he points him to the doctor.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know anything about anything, but yeah, here's the doctor he saw, like whatever. Yeah. And so Kevin's like, wop wop. And so like he comes home wearing boxers, and he's like, yeah, Stanley took me.
She's like, yeah, Stanley always turns out to get the better end of these bargains.
Yeah. And Lucy's like totally like, yeah, that's Stanley for you.
No. I wonder what he took from her.
Oh, all right.
Not took. I wonder what she handed.
What he is finagled off of her.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. So then Kevin goes to see the doctor. Mm-hmm. And the doctor's like, well, I mean, I can't tell you anything. Doctor-patient confidentiality. I can say that you should maybe talk to his his main doctor, doctor, whatever his name is, because like that's his doctor, like I just ran these tests or whatever. And Kevin's like, okay, but like,
is there something?
Yeah, because apparently Annie called the doctor so we learned that like Kevin and Lucy and stuff have been in touch with Annie like off screen. Mm-hmm. And so Kevin's telling this other doctor played by Ron Canada, which I love that.
Yeah.
Played by Ron Canada that Annie called the other doctor guy, and that guy said that he hasn't even come in. He's due to come in, but he hasn't been in, which means that Eric got the result of his tests from Ron Canada.
Yeah.
And then that's it. And he hasn't seen his doctor or done any follow-ups or anything like that. He's just living his life.
Yeah.
Freaking out over everybody, trying to homeschool his kids and like run the house and deal with Annie being gone and all that shit. And he's like legit, I mean, he is spiraling. There's like moments in this episode where I'm just like, dude, you're gonna die. Like you're going to collapse right now. Like just sit down and breathe for a second.
Mm-hmm. And that interesting confrontation between him and Lucy was
wait, which one?
Eric and Lucy in the hallway upstairs.
Oh, right, when she comes in,
and
she's like looking, snooping around and stuff, and he yells at her, like, "What are you doing in my house? Like,
I don't want you in my house when no one's here." And I was like, "Oh,
I know."
It's like, "Okay, Dad."
And she's like, "Oh," and then he makes her give her key back.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
She's like, "I've had a key to this house since I was 7. What the hell?" And he's like, "Well, yeah, now you have your own house, so." Like, yeah, dude. I mean, he's not well, clearly. Again, we don't really know what's going on with him. We have to assume it's pretty fucking serious, probably terminal, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's whatever it is, it's enough that he's, like, he clearly has to be coping with something and yet unable to cope because he's not being honest about it. You know what I mean? So,
and he had a lot of things to confess to. If you think about it, as he comes clean about the kids. Yeah. I was like, oh yeah. And the hamster. Oh my God. Yeah. And the only thing he's not coming clean about is his doctor appointment.
That's right. Yeah. And he does, and he pretends like he plays it off like, yeah, that's what I was keeping from you guys, the homeschooling and the hamsters and they're just like, okay, like, is that it?
Yeah, I'm not having an affair.
Yeah.
Someone else was hitting on me.
Oh God, and then Margo comes in at that exact moment.
And the fucking shampoo conversation that went on for 1 minute too long.
Okay, the $15 fucking shampoo.
Yeah.
Like, what?
No one cares.
I don't understand. First of all, okay, I don't even know how much shampoo costs. I don't, because I always just buy it in like bulk. Like, I don't know. I have a very skewed sense of shampoo costs in general. But I guess it's true. It's not like, it shouldn't really be $15, especially not for a little bottle like that.
Shampoos should never be expensive, but they can be. That's the fucked up thing. Either they're really affordable or really fucking expensive. And it's like, why? Why do you do this to me? But whatever.
I don't know. I also didn't care for the random name drop of Simon.
Oh,
like,
it was Simon's
left it here. Like, when was he here? What?
But I do find the what was it when Eric's like $15? Like the fact that he said it when like Lucy had this and like he's in agreement with her.
Yeah, she's like, I know my people, and we do not spend $15 on shampoo.
$15 on shampoo.
I think Kevin has to be like, well, your people ain't Simon, I guess. It's like, again, like you said, like one beat too many with this shampoo business.
Dude, yeah.
But so it all comes to a head though, because so everyone's like trying to like figure out what Eric is hiding, right? And Kevin sort of, I don't want to say confronts him, but like comes over and is like, what's going on, dude? It's just you and me. Like, talk to me. And that's when fucking Margo decides to fucking show up. This bitch, like, after the stunt she pulled in the last episode, to come sauntering in to his home when she knows that his wife is still out of town and pull like this whole like, oh, like, I'm still into you, like, whatever. And putting him in a position where he has to, like, where it's not just enough for him to say no. He has to explain to her why it's a no.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. Oh my God. And yet I find myself having been in that exact same situation more times than I can count, where I tell a guy no, and it's like, but why? Come on, you know, like whatever. And it's like, then I have to like fucking intellectually break down for you why it's a no.
Yeah.
Like, because it's a no. I don't need a reason to say no to you.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Now you're just driving me to be mean. Okay.
Exactly. And then we're the irrational crazy people who went crazy on you. And it's like, you
don't want to know why I'm saying no.
I can't help how I feel about you.
Really? Just can't help it. Mm-mm. So you can't decide that falling in love with a married man would be a mistake and just not do it? You can't keep yourself from hurting yourself. You can't keep yourself from hurting another woman, a family. You can't help it.
No, I can't.
Yes, you can. You can think about how you want to feel and act as if you feel that way, and you will feel that way. You can decide that your feelings are completely inappropriate and choose some other feelings.
What if I don't want to choose? What if I just want to feel what I feel? What if I want to follow my heart?
What if you let your head lead where you want your heart to follow? And what if you choose good things for yourself? Hey, what if you actually loved yourself?
Hey, what if you actually loved me?
I don't love you, Miss Margo. I don't want to love you.
Could you choose to love me?
I could, but I'm not going to. Why would I? I love my wife. I love my children. I love my grandchildren. I even love myself. I'm just telling you all this because you don't really know anything about me. We've had a couple of conversations, that's it. Not to be unkind, but I don't like you.
I think you do. Or you would if you let yourself.
Oh, she's so fucking annoying.
I have some, I don't know. I have some issues with a lot of things that he's saying, and I love a lot of the things that he's saying.
Talk to me about your issues.
Like, I love that he's saying that I love myself and I love my wife and I love because if you really love yourself, you will carry yourself in a high regard that no one needs to break down for you. No one needs to diminish that. You are valuable. You are worthy. You are all those. Yes. Mm-hmm. However, when he's like, she's really not choosing. And I feel like she's talking about how she feels. I'm like, I don't know if you're really feeling shit. You find this guy hot and something to attain. If you really love this man, why? How? Mm-hmm. From all the conversations that you've had, this is what is it that you love about him? Yeah. What is it that he's really going to provide for you that you don't already have?
Right. So, or that you can't get from anyone else.
Yeah. So when he says like, I love myself, I can't remember. Did he say something along the lines like you don't, or like,
well, yeah, because he's like, because she goes, I can't help myself. I love you or whatever. Yeah. And he's like, oh, you can't help, ruining a marriage, hurting other people, blah, blah, blah. You can imagine yourself not feeling that way. Yeah. You can imagine yourself loving yourself. Yeah. And acting on those feelings, and whatever.
And for her, there isn't a choice really. Like this is morale. She has none. I don't think she's to tell her to choose from right from wrong. I don't think she knows how to.
Well, yeah. And that's exactly why she's saying, she's like, no, I can't help it. Like, he's like, oh, you can't? And she's like, no, I can't. Because yeah, you're right. She's she's unethical.
Yeah.
Or maybe, immoral, really, more than unethical.
I don't think this is about emotions for her. As of right now, that's not what I'm seeing.
And you see, remember it goes back to the last episode where I was talking about the line between attraction and hitting on.
Yeah.
She may or may not be like really attracted to him. You know what I mean? Like, and maybe that's, I don't know. I don't know. I think what you're trying to hit on, or at least what I'm picking up from what you're putting down, is like she doesn't necessarily love him.
Yeah.
It's just that she likes this game of like this like unattainableness, this cat and mouse, this like flirtiness. Like this is what she's here for. She just wants to keep like poking at the bear. You know what I mean? Whether or not it's actually going to lead to anything or whatever, you know what I mean? And if he did succumb and did fuck her or whatever, like it would just be another notch in her bedpost of like, won that game, you know? Like,
there is something that is attracting her to him, and I don't know what it is, but it is a game. Mm-hmm. It's just weird.
And the reason I know it's a game is because no matter what he says, it's like, I still want you. I still want you to love me. I still love you.
Yeah.
Like she's not, that's not normal behavior. Like if somebody is like literally telling you, I don't like you.
Yeah.
You don't go, but I love you.
Yeah.
Like, what? You go, oh shit, okay. Like you might be embarrassed. It might hurt. And you walk away. You don't go, yeah, you do. Like, what? She's like cuckoo banana Looney Tunes a little bit.
And like,
he needs to be careful because when Annie gets back, this is not going to go well. She's not like, oof, the claws are going to come out when she gets back.
Besides that, it's like the leverage now is worse, I think, also for Eric, because who can he complain to again?
Yeah. The
kids aren't there. The kids aren't in school. Who's the authority? Nobody. Well, you just got to tell this woman to fuck off and get a restraining order.
Well, yeah. And that's exactly the point. Like at this point, it's no longer about like speaking truth to power or whatever.
Yeah.
At this point now, she's just a nuisance in his life.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon. He thought by extricating himself from the school environment, it would be over. And she came to his fucking house. So clearly we're dealing with like a fatal attraction scenario, which is a movie I've never seen. So I don't even know if I made that reference correctly, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. No. Why is she there? Like,
yeah.
Crazy.
And I mean, I hate to say this about a fellow woman, but like no self-respect. Like no self-respecting woman
I'm sorry.
would put herself in this position.
It's
true. That's essentially what he's telling her too. Like you don't love yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you did, you wouldn't be doing this right now.
Exactly.
Because I'm telling you, I don't like you and you're still here. Like, what are you doing, Margo?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like problematic.
No.
Problem addict. Snap.
Exactly. That's all I was missing. Damn it.
I'm starting this new thing in season 11 where I do like beat poetry.
Ooh, let's go make that happen.
New segment.
I know.
Yeah. So this bitch. I don't know.
And the way that she's also trying to, I guess maybe, whatever, manipulate. I think that is the right word. She goes, "Don't tell me you didn't flirt with me." No, he was having issues with his age, and he did dress young.
Yeah, but he didn't do that to flirt with her.
I know.
He never flirted with her.
He was just trying to look young.
He just showed up.
Yeah.
And then she hit on him then too.
And yeah. But you know, what's funny is how Lucy gets all the names right. She goes, "Oh, it's the teacher." She gets all of this all right. But I'm like, you're missing part of the story. Your dad's not having an affair. Like, you got all the names right. You got all the scenarios. Like, just a little tweaking.
Because she has the puzzle pieces.
Yes.
She just doesn't know what the picture is supposed to look like.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And it's like, Lucy, come right now and watch this shit go down.
Yes. And then, of course, especially because because it doesn't help that Kevin is there when she shows up.
Yeah.
So she like comes into the house and Kevin's like, well, she just showed up. What the fuck? You know?
Yeah.
Like,
but dude, okay. Kevin comes in from the kitchen. Yeah. I'm like, so what? He was just like kicking it in the kitchen? Probably made himself a sandwich.
Yeah, I know. The whole thing, I don't know. I just didn't love. I feel like this episode was missing something. Like
it felt choppy.
Yes, thank you. It lacked like connective tissue.
Yeah,
you know, like it was
something.
like this happens, okay, and then this happens, okay, and then this happens. But what's the meaning behind all it? Like, what are we supposed to take away? And then I guess the connective thread is all the axing or whatever. Which like okay. Which again, what is that supposed to mean? I don't know. And then randomly the twins have that moment when they're playing with their hamsters, and it's like they're talking about their mom. Like, what was that about?
Yeah, I like the name Mom. I like it. Whatever.
I miss Mom, but she would never let us have a hamster. Yeah, I miss her too, but I like having just us guys in the house. Me too. We got hamsters, and we don't have to go to school anymore. And we get to eat hot dogs all the time. And I haven't had a bath in 3 days. Me neither, but I brush my teeth. Yeah, teeth are important. The rest of the stuff just takes care of itself. Yeah.
What?
I think Ruthie had better lines, right?
What?
Yeah.
What is this scene?
I don't know.
Like, who is this for?
Yeah. Are you trying to give them a story?
I don't get it.
I don't.
And then, so then at the end of the episode, Eric is sitting at the kitchen table with the kids. Mm-hmm. They're doing math or something. And Lucy comes in. And so at this point, Kevin has already visited Stanley and not yet the doctor. Mm-hmm. And so Lucy presumably knows that something's up.
Yeah.
And so she starts to like overcompensate a little bit, I think, with all the church stuff. Like, first of all, as we said in the last episode, like now, like Lucy is officially over the hump. Like she's back. Like she talks about it in this episode. She's like, I'm back. I was out for too long. I'm ready to be back.
Yeah.
And I got you. Like, I know you're busy here. Like, I'm going to pick up the slack. Don't worry about coming in. I'm going to make sure that the Sunday bulletins are taken care of. There's a financial meeting, but it's just Lou wanting to tell us that we're under budget. Don't trip. Like, everything's cool. We're under budget for the first time. Like, everything's good. Like, I got you, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here for you, whatever you need. She's like overcompensating. Like, I've been away for too long. Now, apparently something's going on with you. So let me like fully commit myself to everything that I need to do, or whatever.
Exactly.
And then when she leaves, he once again, because I feel like this is going to keep happening, Eric has this like reflective moment, right?
Yeah,
he's dying probably.
Right.
He's like she's a good daughter and a good mom and a good wife, and whatever. And then the twins are like, it's because you're a good dad, and he like starts crying.
I'm not gonna lie, I got a little emotional because I was like,
it's
a little bit
really sweet because he gets emotional and you're like, fuck. And then they ask for a fucking pony.
Can we have a pony? He's like, maybe.
Yeah. He's like, no. Well, we'll see.
He's like, because Ruthie, she rid a horse.
Well, and again, because he's in this fuck it mode where he's like, fuck it.
Yeah, I like that. Maybe.
Like, first let's get the secret out of the open. Like, let's tell your mom about this homeschooling thing, then we'll talk about the next steps. Like,
Dad, I want a pony. Mm-hmm.
I really hope Annie's back in the next episode.
I know.
I'm
I
done
miss
with
her.
This whole bachelor pad situation.
Same.
I need Annie's energy back in the house. I need her to whip his ass into shape, send him to the doctor, figure out what's going on with him, get this house going again. Like,
because another thing that's a scary thought to think about, he is really, you could tell like he's trapped in this fear of like wanting to not wanting to know more. Dude, go for a second opinion.
Yeah, he's not gonna go unless somebody forces him to.
Yeah.
Because I think whatever this diagnosis is, or this prognosis he's received, or the result of his test, let's be real, whatever this is clearly like serious enough that he's just like, all right, well, then
it's serious enough to the point. Yeah, like throw caution to the wind. I'm done.
Yeah, it obviously can't be treated. It's obviously nothing that can be solved. So he's like, since my days are numbered, why waste them going to the doctor?
I wonder, like, the 5 stages of grief. I wonder if this is going to play out.
Maybe. I'm guessing it's going to have to, right?
Because
DABDA, denial.
Yeah.
Acceptance. No. Denial, anger, bargaining. What's the D? Depression?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's you're like, oh, come on.
And then acceptance.
Yeah. Like you're all like, oh, I can't. Yeah, I can't go on. Whatever.
Is it
maybe.
Depression?
Maybe.
I think it's not. Denial's the first one. We know that much. And I guess he's in a bit of a denial right now.
It's like denial and acceptance. Accepted his fate, not willing to fight. Denial in the sense like, well, what else is there to do?
Well, I think his not willing to fight is still the denial phase because he's not wanting to do anything about it.
Exactly.
So he's just like, no, there's nothing. I'm just going to die. And whatever. He's in this mode where nothing matters and yet everything matters. You know what I mean?
It's weird. Every time I say the 5 stages of grief, I fucking hate this. Robot Chicken. There is an episode that they do the 5 stages of grief with this one animal. I think it was a fucking giraffe too.
Oh no.
Yeah, I know why a giraffe, but but it's like denial, bargaining, acceptance, and it's in a quicksand. And at acceptance, all right, fine, just do it. It was really sad, but yeah.
Do you know, for the longest time, I used to be really afraid that I was going to be in a quicksand scenario and just die.
Where?
I don't know.
Where?
Because it was for a hot minute on TV and stuff. It was how everybody was dying was in quicksand. It was more prevalent as a trope.
Yeah.
When we were growing up somehow.
I think it was a lot of those Jungle Book movies that we watched, maybe, because one of the live action Jungle Books movies, there was a big.
How many were there?
Well, there was the cartoon and there was the live one. There was a few. I remember there was 2 or 3. And again, 2 or 3 are out again.
I don't know.
But
I've never really been that into the whole Jungle Book thing. I've seen the OG Disney cartoon, but that's about all I care about.
Yeah, I don't know. I just remember quicksand was a big thing as a kid. You're right. Cartoons and stuff too.
Yeah, it was always the characters would always find themselves in a quicksand scenario.
Yeah, Jumanji too.
Well, yeah.
Jumanji. I love that movie.
Me too.
Anyway.
Did you see the sequel or whatever?
Mm-mm.
It's not the worst.
Really?
I was expecting it to be a complete fucking shit show, and somehow it wasn't the worst.
Okay.
It kind of was okay.
All right.
It wasn't great, but it was watchable.
All right. Maybe I'll give it a shot.
Yeah. I think it was available on demand or something one day. So I was fuck it. I have nothing to do, so I'll watch it. But yeah. So
are we missing stuff?
I don't think so. Again, this is why I'm saying weird episode, because that's all that's what happens. He wants to homeschool. He meets Ian Gomez. He homeschools. Meanwhile, Kevin doesn't give a fuck. Then he cares. Then he goes visit Stanley. Then he goes visit the doctor. That's it. Really? That's all that happens. There's not enough character shit happening.
Yeah.
Where's Martin? Where's Sandy? Where's Annie? Where's Simon? Where's Ruthie? God damn it.
I know. Seriously, isn't this trip to Scotland over?
I know. How are we supposed to believe that she's still there?
I don't know.
What?
Yeah. I don't know.
Where is she living? What is she doing?
There is an episode when Ruthie is gonna pull off this bullshit Scottish accent if she's gonna start doing something.
Oh my god!
I expect you to throw all your pens.
There is not a chance in hell that Mackenzie Rosman nailed a Scottish accent. I'll believe that if pigs start flying. And I mean that. Yeah, fucking there's no way.
Yeah.
They won't make her try either, is my point.
Yeah.
Why?
Could you imagine?
It's just painful.
Watch it happen.
No, T.
Don't ruin it.
17. I can't do it. I just love how he said 17.
Yeah, dude. 17.
I can't. It's you eat the tea, right?
Yeah.
It's 17. You can't, I don't know.
Edinburgh. God. 17.
Fucking Scotland, though.
My parents thought I should see the world, so you came to Glenoak?
I suppose there is a world to be seen inside the snow globe.
Oh my God, I need to go visit the snow globe.
Fucking A. Imagine if it was a real place.
Oh,
I'd need to be there. I would need it.
You're going to walk around? Hey.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I think we did it.
I think so.
Shittily enough.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's rate this sucker.
2 thumbs down. Even though there was like some good fights, which felt kind of meaty, but it just wasn't enough. Yeah, 2 thumbs down.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Yeah,
I have to go with the 2 thumbs down too. There's just, there's nothing. There's no goalpost to like tie my thumb around on this one. That's a weird way to make that statement happen, but you know what I mean? Like, like there's nothing here.
No.
Yeah, it's just whatever.
So I guess I need to assume that I'm going to see Margo for a couple of episodes.
Yeah, apparently she's not going anywhere, this bitch.
And it's funny, he refuses, like, I don't know if Eric knows her full name, but he just refuses to call her anything
he
other
does
than
keep calling her Miss Margo. Yeah, which I think, I don't know if this is true, but feels like a little bit of a microaggression against her. Like Miss Margo, you know, like Miss teacher person who's abusing her power, you know.
But also, like, he's also like showing a line here, like, we are not friendly.
Yeah, like
we are not friendly.
Is Margo her first name?
I have no idea.
Right? It's not it could be a last name if there's a T on the end of it, presumably. Like French spelling. Kinda. Who knows?
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm guessing we're never going to get a full name out of her anyway.
Oh, whatever,
she'll always
Miss Margo.
just be
You
Miss
just
Margo.
need to go away.
Let's turn that Miss into a Mrs. and leave Eric alone. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
I'm sure Rose's dad is available. So
seriously, yeah, just be his wife number 7.
Oh God.
So dumb. Yeah, folks, that's going to do it for us. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, you know where to find us on the social medias. Don't forget to start sending in your questions, comments, thoughts, little anecdotes, things that you remember from when the show was on the air, whatever. We want it all. This is our last go around. So get it all in while you can.
Yeah, because we go bye-bye.
We go bye-bye. But if you subscribe to the Patreon at the Keep the Lights tier, it'll keep this podcast available. We go bye-bye, but podcast no go bye-bye. Lovely. That's patreon.com/4 Heaven's Sake Pod. And until next time, bye.
Bye.